I feel like Deshaun Watson, at this point, all that he's done for Houston, that franchise, I feel like he has the right to express how he truly feels. He's invested so much into that organization that he's earned the right to have that voice, and they should listen to him. And I feel like it's okay for him to express how he feels. And if he wants to go somewhere else with his career, then I'm all for that.
We see this kind of stuff happening, Darren, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much. But we see this kind of stuff happening primarily in the sport of the National Basketball Association. It's rare that we've seen something like this happen in the National Football League. As a player in the National Football League, what enters your mind when you hear a player, particularly of his caliber, take this kind of staunch position? How does it resonate with y'all? Not necessarily about him, but about the team he plays for and how players in the National Football League are getting treated by some organizations. What are your thoughts?
When you see something like that, you just know that there's a divide there. The best organizations in the league, there's a camaraderie, there's a togetherness, there's the front office, the coaches, and the players on the same page. And when you see a guy like Deshaun, take that stance, you know that there's a divide. Like, he's a champion. We know that. We know his pedigree. And there's something there in that organization that isn't sitting right with him. With all that he's put in, he feels like there's no change that's going to be there. And that's a tough place to be as a player because you can do all that you can and control what you can control. But when it's not being met on the other side, it's very frustrating.
Meantime, Deshaun Watson, I've been saying, is probably second most trade value in the NFL, given his age and his ability and everything, behind Patrick Mahomes, who's a guy who's gone 25-1, or who's on a team that just went 25-1 in their last 26 games. There was one team that beat them. I don't know if you know who it is off the top of your head, but I suspect that you do. What is the key to beating the Kansas City Chiefs?
You got to be firing on all cylinders for sure. When we beat them, we had explosive pass plays, a few that were over 50 yards, explosive runs that were over 50 yards. The defense had multiple turnovers, so it's got to be every part of the game that's contributing. It can't just be one part because they're such a good team at this point in the season. Their defense is always playing their best at this time. What their offense brings to the table is just, it's a freak show over there. So, you got to be on top of every aspect of the game. One small slip in any small area can be that what breaks the game open for them. So I would say, explosive plays on offense and turn the ball over and getting sacks on defense.
What the hell happened to y'all, man? Y'all were 6-4. Y'all looked like y'all were en route to go into the playoffs, and then y'all ended up 2-4 over your last 6 games. Finished as a 500 team. What happened? What happened to the Las Vegas Raiders?
When you look back over the last 2 years, like a similar trend happened. So I would probably say that goes into attention to detail as we go down through the season. Got the small things are what separate those games that we lose. And you can go by and cruise by off energy and, enthusiasm and things like that early in the season. But when it gets tough in the later half and it gets cold and, the road gets tougher, we got to be on top of the details and come to work with that same level of energy, even an increased energy, to be a championship team and be considered in those playoff games. So, things like that got to change. We got to step up our ball security on offense, can't be turning the ball over or, falling short in the red zone. These are things that we have to fix in order to get where we want to go.
You've played both teams in the Super Bowl this year, so you've faced both defenses. Which defense is more of a problem, the Bucs or the Chiefs?
I'll probably have to go with the Bucs. You look at the front. You got Shaq Barrett, who led the league in sacks in 2019. You got Pierre Paul, who I think was the toughest person I had to pass protect against this year, and is playing some of the best of his career. You got the linebacker duo in there, which is the best I've probably ever played against at any level. And their DBs can make plays as well, like Murphy Bunting, Carlton Davis, Whitehead flying around back there. So they've got talent on every single level and guys that can make impact plays. But I'm not going to sell the Kansas City defense short either. Not with Tyrann Mathieu out there, Frank Clark, guys like that. They get better as the season goes along, better than anyone I've seen in the past couple of years.
What's it like to play for Chucky? That's what people affectionately call him. He's the great Jon Gruden. We miss him here as the voice of Monday Night Football. He did an outstanding job for us for many years, even though Louis Riddick and the crew are doing a great job now. Wanted to know your thoughts because when we think about the Raiders, you think about Jon Gruden. Chucky, as they call him from time to time, from that doll that always looked like his face was messed up, all of that stuff. But anyway, Chucky, what's it like playing for him?
It's amazing playing for Coach Gruden. He's got an infectious energy about him, and it's always positive. Speaking greatness into people. Like when I first got to the team, I was just, a guy trying to keep a job because I was always in trouble and things like that. But he was speaking greatness into me, and that kind of planted seeds for me to, take off with my career. And it's always things like that. He'll get after you if the effort and things like that aren't there. But he's a guy that loves everyone that's a part of the team, a part of the building, a part of the franchise, and he just makes it fun to come in and come to meetings and come to practice every day.
Darren, huge congrats on an incredible season by you personally. And let me ask you this, because I'm going to be asking folks this quite a bit over the next week. But you're the first person I get to. I'm super excited for this Super Bowl. As we mentioned, you played both teams. Who's winning it? Is it Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, or is it Tom Brady and the Bucs?
I'm going with the Bucs. And I think if the Bucs win, I feel like there's going to be a defensive Super Bowl MVP.
Interesting. I didn't expect to hear you say that.
The Bucs have the better defense.
You do know that you got to face the Kansas City Chiefs twice next year, right? You know that, right? You just picked against them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They might remember that. You know that, right?
It's okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.